a female artist, and if I'm not mistaken, the last song for us today is also by Whitney Houston. I don't know why I'm getting you Whitney Houston vibe, today. But anyway, to the last bit of conversation, right? This morning, educational challenges are very rife in Africa. Yeah, if you think Nigeria is bad, I'm going to bring you stories from Uganda this morning. But hold on, hold on, hold on. Here's the question, right? Hear the question first, and then I'll tell you the story. All right, so this is it. Clear my throat for this one. All right, now, are teachers or government officials, hold on. Are teachers or the government, right, responsible for poor performances in schools? In the past 5 years in Nigeria, the JAM scores usually bring people to their knees. It's not just about the widespread reports of cheating, or in some cases I think you have to give kudos to JAM for that, for at least bringing the numbers down in terms of cheating rates. However, it still occurs. Then you also have the problem of the servers, the technology not being easily maintained and whatnot, gaps and lapses here and there, faulty, coding. There are challenges. There are challenges. But you see, in the preparation of other exams, written and oral, you can't blame JAM, you can't blame WAEC, you can't blame anybody. It just seems as though the quality of education that we are getting in Nigeria is poor. By the time I was in primary 5, I had read Shakespeare. Primary 5. Didn't quite understand it, but I read it. And there are simpler versions these days, right now, for people who are in GSS or SS available. But are these tools open or easily accessed by the people in government secondary school, Umuahia, or CSS, Choba, or Alakaya, for example? Just are they? You see, about 3 years ago, parents of Rewentua Primary School in Rewentua Town Council in Bushenyi District in Uganda locked their head teacher for allegations of misappropriation of funds. They locked the guy. It didn't stop there. So this is 2022. It gets even more comical, ladies and gentlemen. Because 2 years ago, 2024, 2 years ago, pupils, teachers, the pupils and the teachers of Nakatuli Primary School in Kayunga District chased the head teacher away from the public school over ineffectiveness. They pursued him. That's the students and the fellow teachers. They pursued him. Didn't stop there. Didn't stop there. It didn't stop there. Recently, again, parents came to a school in Uganda and they were chanting, very vocal, "You are all bad teachers." And in their annoyance, they chased the teachers and the head teacher out of the school. The report has that the teachers jumped the fence to escape the mauling. That, in fact, it was so intense that they had to call the police to quell the parents. Parents. But in all of these stories that I read throughout yesterday evening, right? I read from, like I said, 2003, 2004, 2006, even as far back as 2018, in Uganda, there were reports of parents chasing teachers. The primary reason why this occurs in Uganda is that the parents claim that the teachers were mismanaging funds. PTA levies were collected and blah, 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 but they were not seeing the benefits of those PTA levies. Teachers were regularly accused of not coming to class. They were absent. And then on the side of the teachers, they claimed, look, the stipends that we're meant to be getting, government wasn't providing. In another case, the parents even beat up the head teacher and kicked him out. Also in Uganda. And I sat down last night, in the afternoon yesterday, up until evening, reading the stories. And I thought about my dear old country, Nigeria. When the students fail, in this country, we've heard of parents accusing the teachers of not being effective. In fact, in some schools, particularly in the private sector, the teachers have regular assessments by the head teachers. They audit them. So how many people? So much so now, you don't have a case where people complain that schools are just promoting students so that, they receive their salaries. They don't want parents to see their children as failures. But is it the teachers that really are the problem here, or is the government system a system where first and foremost you don't have proper teachers being brought through the ranks, NCE and all the other bodies that are meant to, as it were, train teachers properly? Most people don't. Let's be honest. I've heard of some schools who hire directly individuals who have BSc. Oh, you have a BSc in physics, come and be our physics teacher. You have a BSc in Greek, you'll be the Greek lecturer. You have a BSc in human anatomy, very good, you will teach the children biology. And they claim that they have world-class teachers who will teach your children and put the morals of God in them. But yet, these students rarely get 70% on average. So is it the system? Or is it the teachers who have now become victims of a corrupt country, that will be Nigeria now, who are regularly being accused by parents of demanding money from their students, who regularly prevent students who want to just read and pass from doing so by extorting monies from them? Is it them, or is it the government or the government officials that we should blame?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Hello, Port Harcourt, with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
So 017-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Chasing teachers is our conversation this morning, a final one this morning, this Wednesday morning. And my question is very simple. Is it the teachers or is it the government that we should be blaming as Nigerians for poor performances in schools, whether it's secondary schools or primary schools? And you can also juxtapose it to the universities as well. Hey, let's just put everybody in the bag this morning. But my primary focus really is at the secondary school level, because like I said, at my time in secondary school, we had books. I know a lot of students don't have books. It's not the teacher's responsibility to provide the books. However, when the students don't pass, or if you go to some of these schools, like I have been to myself and my colleagues on several occasions, we've been to some of the schools around Port Harcourt, just visit them and just pretend we're trying to send our own children to school, and we hear what comes out from their mouth. You ask yourself, who is teaching who what? 0817-923-0007. Talk to us. Let's hear from you. 92.3. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
My name is Mr. I'm calling from Obakrin, local government.
Welcome, sir.
My brother, your program that I'm just listening now is a good one. What you are just complaining now is exactly what is happening in the school now. Where I'm surprised is that somebody that have not gone to higher institution like university, is that person supposed to be a teacher in the school? Even in private schools, all this thing is happening. They will just see somebody that finish. Some of them have not finished. Some of them say have not finished secondary school. They will go to schools that they will employ them as teachers. What are they going to teach the younger ones that is coming up?
Well, but you know, some students are geniuses. You know, some people are very intelligent. That they will have tutoring classes. I remember in university we were being tutored by our fellow students, people who understand the course better and will pass. So maybe that's what's happening. You know, and let's not be in a haste to just put everybody in the bad book, right? His point is very valid, right? Some of these teachers, and I've witnessed this personally. Some teachers themselves are trying to. Good morning, Mr. Peter.
Yes, you see, the fault is not that. It's something. I don't know. You see, because what.
That's triple.
So that is much. This is some travel from a far distance to teach, and you see these students are not even ready to learn. Those days in our days, class 5, we about the teachers to come and teach us.
That's true.
These are not available now. So these are the intricacies. Then there are some teachers that are not too qualified, quite all right, because of brain drain. Who is going to teach them? So we have to use it. That is the
Okay.
my brother did there too.
Okay. Interesting one, Peter. Peter mentions brain drain being a factor here. Really qualified people aren't available, so what is available becomes in demand, apparently. All right. 0809-030-6416. That's where you find us on WhatsApp. 0809-030-6416. This one here says, Jude, good morning. I'd rather blame everybody, not just the government or the teachers. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, we have very terrible teachers. Some teachers will have physical knowledge, if you know what I mean, of the students. They will demand more money than they ought to even pay. The government, on the other hand, is turning a blind eye, using the money for political campaigns, not even for security of the lives of these children. How won't education be bad? How won't the performances be poor? How won't we see 45 over 100 and call it good in Nigeria? Interesting. That's an interesting point. Remember what's it called? The cutoff mark some years ago, 45. I hear it's lower now in some regions. I think in the northern region is lower. 45 used to be past mark. Now, in fact, those days when you even get 45, we would be ashamed. Really, we'd be ashamed. Anyway, we'll go for a break. When we come back after the headline news, more on this conversation. the government that should be responsible or should be more responsible for the poor performances, in schools, right? Okay. Now, this one says it's interesting that the parents in Uganda are taking a lot more interest in the education of their children than Nigerians. I'm not saying that we should be pushing people everywhere, but at least make noise about the challenges going on. All right, Frederick, but that's unfair. Lots of parents call. I know this radio station, and I read comments online. Lots of parents, raise their hands up to complain about in service shortfalls, jam issues, NECO or WAEC, starting exam. The parents a lot of parents are involved. But yes, maybe they haven't been vexed enough to go and start pursuing the headmaster of one school or something. But does that mean that they're not involved? I don't know. But let me share another story with you. It's a running theme, interesting, in Uganda. Now, irritated parents and counselors in Mukuju sub-county, Tororo district, forced 2 head teachers out of their offices over poor performances in the 2024 primary leaving examinations, PLE. Now, the affected teachers, right, of the Odikia Primary School and another one of the Morkwasa Primary School in Kisoko Sub-County were confronted after 43 candidates from their school who sat for the examination scored 36. Aggregate 36. Not 40, not 45, not 50. 36. This dismal performance enraged parents and local leaders. And so they went there and said, my friend, get out of here. Get out of here. But was it really the teacher's fault? Did they ask if they had given them, teaching aids? What were their schools like? Although from the pictures I'm seeing here of the school looks really good. They have buses and everything. But, But what were the aids like? What was the time for preparation? And the students themselves, was there a psychological evaluation done on them? Where most of them, undergoing psychological trauma at home? Maybe some of them were being bullied or assaulted at home. We don't know. But it seems a bit unfair to just blame everything on the teacher. Or is it now?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0009, 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0009. All right, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. 92.3. Oh dear, apologies. It's a severed line. Apologies. All right, messages now. This one says, Jude, good morning. Everyone should be held responsible for the poor performance in schools. The government, the teachers, parents, and even the environment. The government has failed to supervise the teachers in various schools to get updates of the schools, their labs, their classes, the environment, the teaching patterns for better assimilation of the students at various levels. Parents have failed to follow up with their children academically and give support where necessary. It beams with that comment. 90.3. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning, please.
Yeah, Jude, good morning to you. This is Mr.
Good morning,
Yes, teachers or impactors should be blamed for poor performance of students in a classroom. The name they call them is a teacher. Normally, the name a teacher shouldn't be given to them is even an error. What they should be called an impactor, not a teacher. Sir, look at the purpose of teacher in a classroom is to teach the children or teach the students or the pupils. Now, when the child is not improving or the pupil are not improving, then you, that is the teacher, something is wrong with you. You are not doing your right work, or you are not doing the job that you have been engaged to do.
Well, what if it's the problem of the parents when the child is in a very unsavory home?
It is not in the place of the parents at that material time between the hours of 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. that the child is under your custody. The child is under your custody, which means you can even make more influence more than the parents. You can make more impact in the life of the child more than the parents. In our days growing up, there are some certain actions we take. Our parents will remind us of our class teacher. I will report you to your class teacher. Hasn't it happened to you? And did you sit up? Most of the teachers we have on our classroom today are political teachers. They have nothing to do with the classroom. But because I have to do now no better work, IOC never engage me. Since the government don't employ it, also go register, make up for the recruitment, so that government serve, so that when they get small things from government. This is the wicked mentality of a lot of Nigerians in this our environment.
Interesting.
Mr. Jude, until we start to go through the normal recruiting process for teachers, the first step is either you're an FC holder or you went through the screening process of TTC, Teacher Training College.
Interesting.
They equip you to understand the fundamentals of a classroom. They call it the triangle: the teacher, the classroom, and the students. If you roll it up, the students, the teacher, and the classroom. If you find that they all revolve in the same place, you are impacting on these children. What is impact? Check the meaning of that word. Which means if you are a failure, the children will also fail. You are the one leading them. You are the path founder. How come there is a lot of hookup girls and cultist boys and girls in society today? Go and check their teachers. Go and check their teachers from 1990 till date. Go and check the quality of teachers in our classroom and the quality of people, of citizens we are compared to 1980 to 1970.
All right, Zion, thank you very much. It's a very interesting analogy there from Zion. Good morning, Jude. Say thanks for this interesting topic. When it comes to poor teaching in Nigeria, people blame the government. You can't be a teacher without going through TTC. How come we have unqualified teachers everywhere in the country? Because the government can't take care of the qualified ones available. I pity Nigeria because when all the qualified teachers are no more, who will replace them? David is asking. Who will replace them? 90.3. Hello, Port Harcourt. Oh, there. Severed line. Now, I don't know what the matter is with this crop of Nigerian parents. They can troll celebrities online, but to use the same energy to ask their child's school where the money for the ever-increasing PTA levy is going, they can't. Yes, they whisper amongst themselves, but the one parent who dares to speak up is deemed the troublemaker who is complaining because they are either stingy or broke. Their children get bullied in school and they don't do anything till it's too late. The most some of them will do is cry to a blogger to help them drag the school on Twitter. And no, I'm not calling it X or Instagram. Very weak people with skewed priorities, Esther Etim says. So the parents should be like the Ugandan parents. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Yeah, and I want to go power from Akadesi.
Good morning to you, please.
Yes. See, the blame should go to supervisors, both private and public schools. They are culpable. I read communication skill, University of Port Harcourt, and I think Dr. or Professor Demele.
Oh, I know him. Professor Demele. I know him.
Demele, yes. See, I visited one of the private schools. I will not mention the school. They were teaching and they were writing. Because I'm retired now, so let me visit and know what actually they do. Parents are moved when they see the structure, the type of vehicle, and what they are doing and other things. I said, let me go and see. For one of my grandchildren, they should visit one of the private schools. I told you. Some of them don't know the functions of noun, and they don't know pronunciation, difference between sanctuary and sanctuary. They call all of them stand and sound. They call all of them sound. I call one of them, look, this one is sand. It has another connotation, and one is sand. And people are saying sand. I said, no, this one you're looking at here is sand. That one you're making noise is sound.
Sound, yeah.
Yeah. They say, they never see this one, they call all of them. I said, that place you say you're worshiping, the sanctuary, different from sanctuary. There are a lot of things I told them that day. I said, bring your notes. I was marveled when I saw what they were writing in their notes. And then those they said they are their teachers. Some of them are not qualified to be there. They are qualified to be taught. I have an apology. I don't mean all of them. The one I met. Not when they wear clothes and brush their shoes. They thought that. Some of them are just deceiving the children. I told them, you people are deceiving the children. I told the preparator, if you call me, you press on certain, let me come and supervise your school and supervise the teachers. More especially on English. That is why they failed. Those little things they thought that is not, but it's not about the grammar that makes you an intelligent person. Some of them are, that there are some verbs you not use for some certain things when they are plural or singular. They said they don't know that one, don't know this and that. You see, what would they give to the children? You can't give what you don't have.
True.
That's the problem we're having.
True.
So until supervisors, although I don't know the capability of the supervisors that are going to survive too. Because before you survive what you are acclimated, what you know actually, what you can defend, like any part of English or the literature, those ones, I can defend, so I can survive. You see, because I have my vocabulary, I have my books, I have where to defend, I have the Oxford and other dictionaries. I will tell you the arrow and other things that is going on. But they don't know this and they just go to class and say, hallelujah, this and that, one, two, three. They are just making noise there. And that is what is killing our institutions in Nigeria.
All right.
Nobody is aware. Yes?
Well, thank you very much for your contribution this morning. 91.3, good morning, please. Oh, damn. More messages now. 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. All right, let's get to Facebook right now, okay, so that we can read some comments on Facebook. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook this morning. All right. Good morning. Destiny here says, what do you expect from a nation that has decided to live side by side with mediocrity? You told us that the parents themselves chased the teachers out because they were not getting what they paid for or what were promised. In our nation, Nigeria, it is the opposite. JAMB form is coming out soon, and on the day of the exam, parents will still accompany their awards and bribe people to help their educated children from high and expensive schools to pass. So no surprise that we have been reducing the cutoff marks from 200 to 180, and now some politics are even accepting 150. Isn't this mediocrity in disguise that the children are not entering universities as they should? The system of our education and the parents are at fault. Let me stop here before I get angry. Thank you very much. Destiny is already sounding angry. I am very sorry, Destiny. It is not my intention to annoy you, right? Please, or put you in a foul mood. I assure you, please. All right. Let's take a final call. 92.3. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning, please.
Mr. Jude, I called back. I am Mr. Promise that's calling from Abakre.
Okay, go on, Mr. Promise. Good morning.
Okay, what caller just mentioned now, this PTA of a thing, what are they using it for? Then again, I want to let you know that very soon, entire sports will stop in the school. Because they are using it to make money.
Okay.
When we, the parents, will go to the schools to go and see what our children is doing, my brother, they are not taking care of us. No chair, no table, no water.
Just stand.
You have paid for each of your child 7,000.
Maybe that's what the 7,000 naira can afford, a canopy. Maybe the school population is small.
No, let me say in GSSM or in our local government.
Okay.
They have population. Then check 7,000 naira times the whole student in that school. When they have 4 or 5 canopies, 100 chairs, then what are they using the rest money for?
Feeding.
Me, thank God that my child is just passing out from that school. And again, I want to let people to know that entire sports is not part of education.
It is now.
It's not.
Exercise, competition, building camaraderie spirit, team spirit is part of education.
Where are they still doing competition in River State? To invite other schools to go for competition. Where are you seeing it?
That's an honest
what
question.
We are after now is after politics, say politics tomorrow, politics today, every day politics.
Okay. I think
nothing is happening in the state.
I think I understand. All right. Thank you very much.
The governor, similarly, to put his eye into the schools and see what they are doing. Send delegates to the school to go and know what is happening in the school.
All right. Thank you very much. He does make a very valid question, a very valid point. I beg your pardon. You see, in schools, when you have your end of year sports games, you call them inter-house sports, right? Whilst that is good, and I think it's something that people should not throw away or discard, but in our time, we had our own inter-house sports games, yes. But from those inter-house sports games, we would get the very best and then go for regional competitions. Now, I have been away from the circuit for a while, so I cannot actually, I cannot say his line, or I cannot vouch for him that, oh yes, we don't have any inter-school competitions, in River State any longer. So let me put this out right now before I wrap up with some of these comments. Please, if you are a teacher or if you are a student, or you were a student, let's say 2 or 3 years, or maybe 5 years ago, right? Please, can you tell me, just send me a message on WhatsApp, 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. All right? And answer the question. Do you have inter-school competitions in River State any longer? Are they being organized by the State Primary Education Board, SUBEB, Basic Education, or is there a private sponsor or something? Do let me know, please. And if you are interested in doing something like that, please also contact me. I would love to be part of something like this, because paying for entire sports and the students don't go and challenge themselves, with other competitors, really isn't doing much. And that's why I'm looking forward to their beg to differ again for this season. Remember last season's Battle of the Champions was won by our own candidate, our own representative from River State. So, hey, bring in the best. All right, all schools are welcome. All right, on that particular platform, talking about I beg to differ. Jude, good morning. I think the government is more responsible in the share of the blame. He who would have been getting the attention. It is sad. Really. Good morning to you, Jude. My name is Comrade Godstime from Isiokpo. I want to state here that the principals and teachers in all secondary schools need to put more effort in raising better students as our future leaders. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Thank you very much, Comrade Godstime. All right. Well, tomorrow, another set of conversations will come your way from 9 a.m. And hopefully will not be so dramatic and controversial like Head of Fish. Yeah. But thank you very much as always for joining us on Hello Port Harcourt. My name is Jude. Good morning.